Hello. Welcome to episode 16 of Flosstube. I am Sadie, also known as your host for the time being. Stitch Mania is over. It's over, it's over, it's over. Finally. It was fun. It was very much fun. I enjoyed it a lot, but I am looking forward to going back to other things. And I'm almost out of coffee. That is going to be some shenanigans I don't like. So, what did I do? Alrighty. Let's start at the start, shall we? I think this is it. I save these to put the projects in when they're not in use. Yes, this is it. So this is how far I got on my Hocus Pocus, which is actually quite far. Hold on. Hocus Pocus, which is my Friday the 13th, day 13. I friggin' love it. I'm surprised I haven't gone back to it, but I will. So, the owl, almost complete. He's so cute. And his little tree. There's actually two colors there, kind of hard to tell, but there are two colors. Two colors indeed. This is on, here we go. This is on Disorganization. That's what it's on. DMC Charles Craft Monaco, 28 count, even weave, antique white. Pew, 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 pew. Which I think is fastly becoming one of my more favorite fabrics. I like Ada's. I'm still kind of indifferent to linens. I'm not sure why I'm supposed to love them so much. So, Hocus Pocus was Friday the 13th, which was awesome. I watched Freak Show, American Horror Story Freak Show, and I finally finished it. I had to wait for my husband to be at home for me to watch them because I can't watch them by myself. Well, I can watch them by myself. I don't like watching them when I'm the only person who's going to be in the house. All day, all night, because then it's just, my mind can run away with things. That coffee's done. Alrighty, so that was day 13. Day 14 was Barncatz. Another prairie schooler. I decided to get my prairie schooler on. This was a gift from a lovely, lovely friend. I started with this one, who I am calling Petrie. I'm changing the color of the cat to be more like Petrie. I am doing it on poop sticks. My ever so highly technical. Doing it on 18 count antique white Sensations from Joann's. All the colors I need for all three cats. And they're not very big. I think the biggest one is 4 inches by 4 inches on 18 count. So I will be able to fit them all on this fabric, I believe, or at least 2 of them. So there's the start. We have achieved mouse and border. And that was actually pretty decent. I worked on that. That was the 14th? Yes. So, Saturday, lots of watching of the show Friends. We finished watching that. We Netflixed it. We Netflixed the whole thing. One moment, please. If I don't pick that up, it's going to bug me that it's not where it needs to be. I'm sure you all understand. I'm sure you do. So, just run through this again. This is Petrie, this one's going to be Beetle, and this one's going to be Frank. This one I'm changing the orange to gray, this one the gray to black, and this one I am going to blend 2 colors and not put the spots in. And those will be my ladies. Someone had asked about how old they all are. And this year, Petrie is 20, Beetle's 19, and Frank is 18. Bebop is turning 15. Everybody's old. Geriatric pet house. That is what we are. Then for the 15th day, one of my more ambitious starts is my Andre the Giant Has a Posse. It was recently his birthday. He would have been 70. Some 520 pounds of pure giant might. I'm doing this on the ever questionable, hotly debated, contested MCG textiles in 28 count even weave. Which one is this? Antique white. I like antique whites. What can I say? I'm an antique white kind of gal. And wait for it. This is overwhelming. Here's my start. Cross between cross country and parking. There are a lot of colors in this. A lot. So this, I imagine, will take a while. I imagine. Just a general assumption, it's going to take a while. But it is only 4 pages. So no matter what I really say about it, while it may take a while, it is only 4 pages. There's just a lot of... And it is exactly where I am. There's just no way around the confetti. The confetti is strong with this one. But I will have Andre. So that was my day 15 start. And now I'm done starting things for a while. She says and knows that's probably a lie because I can't stop. It's crack, I tell you, crack. But once I had finished all my cast-ons, I decided, all my starts. Some days I'm just such a knitter. I went back to the Terra Australis and, hold on, where are you? There you are. Went back to Terra Australis, which looks like this. One of my earlier starts. Originally written for Dinky Dyes, and I do have the Dinky Dyes, so I'll probably do it again because it is very relaxing and enjoyable. It's kind of a Quaker-esque samplery doodle. You know. And there we go. I am doing this one out of my own hand-dyed silks. So the variegated red and gray is Temptress, and the shaded semi-solid purple is Purple Haze. And I'd say I'm about a quarter of the way done. I'm doing it on 28 count antique, no, 28 count white. It's not the antique white, it must be the classic white. 28 count white, which I am subsequently going to use for the other one too. I have finished the inner circle, I've finished the secondary circle. I've just started on these flowers. Once I finish the flowers, I'll do the border and then add in these little half guys. So I'm getting pretty close to being finished. This one will probably stay pretty close to me because it's so close to being done. And even with all that I've used, I still have a fair bit of the silk to go. Like, this is one skein, and it's getting pretty far. And the purple one, so shiny. It's really hard to show off because it's so shiny. There you go. So I'm looking forward to finishing that one because I don't think it's going to take very long. I had finished quite a bit when I put it down. And I just started back up on it. We started watching How I Met Your Mother, which I've never seen before, but I hear a lot about because I'm Canadian, and everyone's like, oh, How I Met Your Mother. And there are some things that she does where I'm like, that is not Canadian. They're just using Canada because that is not Canadian. Anywho. I'm hopeful to finish this one. Maybe I'll finish this one this week. Be nice to have an FO to show you. It's supposed to be 9 inches, 28 count, 1/1, 8.3 by 8.3. And I am doing it 1/1, which means it's going to be epic when it's done. Tiny and epic. I'm really enjoying the 1/1. You have no idea how odd I am that I am enjoying it so much. But I will probably always want to have a 1/1 piece on now that I have figured out how awesome it is. Please quit sliding. There we go. Now, this one came out of retirement. It is the Pokemon First Gen Massive Insanity on 18 count 2/1. Last time that you saw it, I had the first column done and I was almost done the second column. I had to do 2 blocks down here. So I finished the second column and I've started the third column and I've gotten pretty far. This is actually true parking, except that I'm not going block by block. I'm going kind of color by color if the colors are big enough. Because this huge chunk of one color, I was like, I'm not just going to stop after a block. So, there you have it. But I'm really enjoying it. Zapdos is almost done. Flareon just needs an ear. The Pinsir needs his pincher. And I will be moving into some different characters shortly. I'd like to get another row done on that, or another column done on that next week. It's kind of fun and kind of brainless, which is important to me right now. It's fun and brainless. There's not so much counting on it because you just, okay, done the block, doop, mark, next one. It's not like a Mira where you're starting here and you need to count 5 and then you need to count 5 over. There's not as many things you need to count. You can do bigger blocks. That's the other thing with the Terra Australis is when I need to count because they're all far, like they're not all together. And I'm really worried I'm going to have like just 2 rows off center or something and it's going to just kill me. So I'm very, what's the word? Purposeful? I'm very conscious when I'm stitching the Terra Australis so I don't screw up, so I don't have to unpick 1/1 with silk. Whereas if I screw up on 18 count 2/1 with DMC, I can fix that a lot easier. And if you're related to my husband, you should probably stop watching. But if you're not, my hubby had a finish, so I will show it to you. He's very proud of his finishes. Has anyone commented on my Pokemon? No, they haven't, dear. Sadly. No, they haven't. Which is fine. It's just funny because he's like, what do people think of my work? So he did this piece, and he has finished it. It is for his mom. It should have been done this way, I know, and it's going to be a beast to actually mount because it's really close to the bottom. But still, the stitching on it is great. It's a 2-color, it's something he found on Etsy. He has been buying patterns on Etsy like a demon. And he found his next Pokemon that he wants to do. He does those as like palette cleansers. So he started with Cubone, and then he did Squirtle. Was it Squirtle? No. Then he did Bulbasaur, because he's for me, Bulby. And now he's got, what is it, a Raise King or something King? It's a dark Pokemon. I can see it in my head. Anyway, the particular person he bought it from, it was only charted in DMCs, or no, in anchors. And he tried to do the conversion, and then he just got sick of it, so we made an order from 123 Stitch, because he wanted the anchor colors to do this guy. Like, okay, whatever. If it makes him happy, it makes him happy. So we did that, and I picked up some patterns because I need more. If you believe that, here's some land. I picked up Ink Circles Metamorphosis, which I love. I almost picked up the Namaste too, but I figured I'd start with Metamorphosis, which I think if I do it 1/1 on 28 count, it would shrink it considerably, which would probably be my favorite. It is charted in Gast or DMC-ish. I don't know that I'll be picking up the Gast. I may just rock the DMC or go whatever and dye my own. Then I picked up this one. I really wanted it. I think Garrett's doing it, and he's changing a bunch of the authors, but I'm not, because I love friggin' Dickinson and Bronte. But it is The Bookshelf. So you've got Little Women, Wuthering Heights, The Secret Garden, Sense and Sensibility, Browning, Dickinson, Alcott, Burnett, Austen, Bronte, Wilder. And of all of those, the only one I hate is Jane Austen. I'm sorry, I'm one of those people. I hate her. I took a lot of literature classes. I've read pretty much everything she's ever written. I think there's one I haven't read. I think Mansfield Park is the only one I haven't read, because I've had to read them all, and I just cringe because I don't like them. Give me Brontes or give me death. But they have Brontes and Wuthering Heights. And there's a little sheep. I'm not here. There's a little bitty sheep. There is a sheep. That's how you know it's perfect for me. This is charted in DMC. Recommends 28 count. It's 8x11. 2/2. Says to get DMC metallic gold, whatever. I'll do petite treasure braid, but I love this design. I just love it. I might have to kit this one up. And there are a couple a friend sent me that I want to print off and possibly kit up as well. She gifted me. So that has been my week in stitching. It has been crazy. I am really glad to be done Stitch Mania. At the same time, I'm really excited to maybe do it again. I think if I do it again, I will do it differently in that I'll either do it like the Evergreen Needle did, or like Eclectic Possessions, or the Lovely Array. I won't do the full 15. I'll do a nerfed version. Like maybe a start every 2 days, so that I can have more time on them, because I really felt like I was giving up children. It's like, I just started this one. And you just get in your groove and you find your zone, and then it has to go away. And I don't like that. I like starting a bunch of things, but I don't like the fact that I can't go back to what I want. And there isn't enough time. For some people, there's enough time to go and to do it, and then, do 15 minutes on that, and then return back to whatever they wanted to work on originally. I don't have that kind of time. I may only have 20 minutes to stitch at night, So if it's a new start, it's going to be like, you know, that big, and that's what's going to happen. However, I am very excited. For June, there's going to be a knit along on the cross stitch finish line. It's being hosted by Crystal and Molly, I believe, and it's going to be vintage stuff. And I just remembered that. Hold on one sec. I am such a Sadie sometimes. I forgot completely about some haul I got. And I was reminded because I was talking about the vintage stitch along. This needs to go in the living room. The vintage pattern stitch along starting in June. I was like, oh, I remember. I'm going to start some of the stuff I found at Goodwill. We went to Goodwill last weekend, as we do occasionally. It's right next to the Trader Joe's. And I did some score. I got a piece of 14 count Ada, 99 cents. Because you can never have too much Ada. Never have too much fabric of any kind. And then I picked up Stars of the North for 99 cents, which is like all polar bears all the time, but I wanted it for this one. It's a family of polar bears eating ice cream. Just stop and think about that for a second. Like, that's pretty friggin' epic. Here's a better picture of it. Family of polar bears eating ice cream. Totally gonna make that. Like, we've got like this roly-poly guy here. This little one. He's rolling. Okay, there's one sledding. This has a certificate of authenticity. Hold on one more Sorry, time. That was the hubby calling, and I had to take that call. But yes, Stars of the North, copyright 1984. If I really wanted to, I could do that. But I also have... I just love how cheap these were. Okay, so I got this, and it was actually 99 cents, and it is Counted Cross Stitch, Oval Hoop, and Display Stand by Needle Magic. And it comes with everything you need, although I am totally changing it out for DMC because this is kind of sketchy. But look at how cute that is. I love that. I just love it. 99 cents. This one was also 99 cents. Same deal. And it's just a little bit different. 99 cents, comes with everything, except I will change out the thread. And then the last two things I got, and I figured these would be good. They're $1.99. $1.99? No, 99 cents. Sorry, 99 cents. I figured it would be good for my nieces for their respective birthdays or Christmas or whatever. One is a little mousy dude, and it says "You're so special." It's a Jan Lynn kit, Sally Zoo. It comes with the plastic frame, the Ada, the DMC, and this one says "I've just got to be me," and it was $1.99, so I paid $1 more for this one, which was apparently $5 at Michael's at some point. It's a really old tag. They are 5x7. Contains 14 count Ada fabric, cotton floss, needle, graph, instructions, and frame. Does it have a copyright on it? 1986. There you go. I could do these for that too, which I may, because they're adorable. So that was my big haul from Goodwill, which is awesome to go to when we're going down to next weekend. We're going to see The Cure, and we're going to be passing through Tacoma. Maybe we'll stop at the Value Village there or something. That could be fun. that is basically all I have to say. Now I have to splice everything together. I hope everyone had a great stitchy week, and I will see you next week. And yeah.